Right, fitting the infamous, notorious, whatever you want to call it, hand clutch or clutch assist they call it. They were only ever fitted on WLCs, but a lot of people like them because they're much easier to ride, you know. So there's a way of doing it. Set up your clutch. So I've set up the foot clutch, so that's all adjusted up. Your little bit of play there on your arm. Yeah. You do that by your 9/16 bolt and the screw in the middle. Screwdriver in the middle, tighten that up. As you tighten it, it takes the play out of that. Yeah. So you just want a little bit in there, put your nut back on, whack it down. Then we can start fitting, messing around with the cable for the hand clutch. So it basically, when you buy this, it all comes in a kit. You've got, see the extra hole in the clutch actuating arm there? Now obviously that's a lot lower down than that, so you haven't got as much purchase on it, which is why this was just an afterthought when they built the WLC for the Canadians, so it was never really developed properly, if you know what I mean. You get that bracket with the kitlet, which is this piece here, so that's in there. It's just one I had spare. Couple of spacers underneath there just to bring that down, so that runs in line with your hole there, look, see? Yeah. If it's up there, it bends all the cable round the wrong way and stuff.
Oh right, yeah.
So then feed your cable up.
Is there a route it takes in particular?
Not particularly. I like to get it, knock that off of there, anywhere like that really. And realistically it should have a clamp on here, but as long as it goes down behind there, yeah, so it can run in line with that one roughly. Okay. So anywhere like that. Now these, the original cables are called coils, yeah. Now that is actually threaded internally to take that. Okay. So that will screw on there to hold the cable. Yeah. Screw him on there. And he fits in there, okay? So you want to get a nice route on it. Don't want to go too tight with anything. Shifter's there. It'll probably be a bit tight there, so we come on the outside of the shifter. That'll let that flow, you can run in line with that one then. Now they leave these cables long, yeah?
Yeah.
So I would say about there, looking at that, okay?
Is there anything you've got to be mindful of?
No, not really, just make sure that shifter isn't binding on anything.
How far will that shifter move?
Not far backwards, so just there. And that's second there, so.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as it's sort of out, you can cable tie that to there and there, just make it all nice and neat. Okay?
Yeah.
So you know you've got enough flow on that. When you turn your handlebars, it's not going to bind or anything. Plenty of freedom there. So then mark this up. And you want to strip that outer ferrule back. Get us a knife. Okay, so we're looking about there. And make sure you get it all off. Okay, so we're looking about there. We want to cut that off about there, because you have to leave it long and then draw it all back. It's the only way to do it.
How much extra do you leave on there?
Leave as much as you can, basically, so it's almost touching that. Okay, I'll show you how it all goes together in a minute.
I'm thinking if someone's cutting it too short.
Yeah, just make sure you've got a nice flow on the cable. It'll run round there, look. Your bars aren't going to tighten up or nip anything, because these come in all different lengths. You never know what size they're going to send you.
Yeah. So is that your knuckles or?
Knuckles. So then that goes on there. So that basically is your cable adjuster.
Yeah.
Once it's through the hole. Okay, you put him through there. Put your nut on. Shorten that down a little bit. It's better to have more cut off than you need, you know. Obviously this is, with the battery box and everything in it, these are an absolute pig to adjust.
Yeah.
So if you've ever got the bike apart and you're going to fit one, then's the time to do it, definitely. Right, and run your inner cable through. So you've got your little split pin in there. And there's a flat washer. Little flat washer like that. And that lets your cable go in. Obviously you've got a big slot, little slot. That will go. That'll fit in there, look, or should do. Yeah. It just lets it sit in there, so it can't pull through. That has to go through that, see that hole there?
Yeah.
That's in the lever. You have to pass that through it. And obviously that's quite a lot bigger. So instead of trying to file that down, which is fiddly and a ball out, we'll just drill that out if we can. Okay. Then you push that in with the slim side on that side to hold the cable.
Shows that.
So you've got a slim side and a wide side, yeah?
Yeah.
So you drop him in there, over that, and that holds your cable, yeah?
Yeah.
Obviously we've got to put the split pin back on it, but at the moment, that's fine. Okay. Right, so you've got a nice run on the cable, you've got your adjuster in that end, it's not binding on anything. So now, you go back to your clutch side, and this is the end of the cable, which is where a lot of people don't get how it works. It took me ages till I found pictures of it. Right, okay, we'll have to chop a bit more off of that then. Right, let's pull that back out of there. Let's pull that back out, so when we chop the outer, we don't cut any of the inner off. Right, he's in there nicely. Now we should be able to get the other bit in properly. So that goes on there. Right, so then this, look, which is a stupid idea, but it's original. So what most people do is just screw that into there and put a barrel nipple on the end of it.
Yeah.
How it should be. See that extra hole in there? So you do that, you do that. So you pass that through the nut, then that goes back through the nut that way. And you want to try and get, it's a very awkward thing to do, get that started. So it's very awkward. You can pull that back out a bit. Let's see if we can just get it going. That's too hard because it's got solder on it. Right, that's got it started. You want to get it on a flat edge. I mean, it is bloody awkward. Okay, so this is why you have to leave that much adjustment on it.
Yeah.
Because you can never get that tight. Doesn't matter what you do, you won't get it tightened up.
Yeah.
Which is why you leave that much stripped back, so you can turn that to adjust that outer to take the slack out, yeah? Of course, everything's in the way of everything else.
When is it ever not?
Yeah. It gets caught on the cable, like that. So these are a complete and utter ball ache to do, but everything's in the way. Right, let's lock that up. So you've got all that play in it, okay? So when you pull that, you adjust this up now by turning that one. I'll just get a spanner. And these wind on, they're kind of left-hand thread. Okay, so don't worry about your lock nut at the moment, you can put that on afterwards. So what you want to do then, is start pulling your lever, and it will pull that loop on the end of there through a bit more normally. It just pulls that through some more, yeah? So that way, that's not enough movement there to operate the clutch at all. So you've got to keep adjusting this up. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Pull it again. And watch that loop, it'll probably pull it through a bit more, see it? So you can imagine trying to do this with everything in the way is a complete no-go.
Yeah.
You can do it, you can I've made a special spanner up to get in there, but it is a complete nightmare. You want to get as much out of it as you can.
To the point of what?
Basically until you've taken that little bit of slack out of there.
Right.
You should run slack on these, but because you don't get much purchase on here, see, that probably isn't enough to free the clutch, so you just got to keep adjusting it on here.
Until that disarm movement is completely gone then?
Pretty much, yeah, because the cable will stretch slightly anyway. So your foot clutch, bring that lever all the way into there.
Yeah.
Your hand clutch, at the moment, it's only bringing it to there.
Oh, okay.
So you just want to keep, until you can get it, until it's running, you won't know.
Yeah.
But get as much out now as you can. Because you end up tightening this up so much, the clutch will slip, which you don't want. You can also play around, until it's running, you can play around with this. Some people say take a clutch plate out and all that, but I've never had to do that, so.
So you shouldn't be able to turn the engine over
when
the
that's
clutch is
held in, you should be able to, it shouldn't turn the engine over, you should be able to just turn the gearbox over.
Oh, so that's a pretty good gauge then, isn't it?
Yeah. But until it's actually running, you can't really tell, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, we know there's still plenty of slack on there, look. So just keep going on that clutch adjustment. Wouldn't want to go a lot more than that at the moment. Give it one more. Because like I say, they called it a clutch assist. So what you'd normally do is you foot clutch it, then hold that lever in, then toe off on your foot clutch, and that will give you, it'll probably just drag a little bit, then you can use the hand clutch to pull away, yeah? See, that's just slipping there. So probably another 1/4 inch on there will do it. But like I say, until it's running, you don't know. So that's about as far as you can adjust it at the moment. But until you can get that mix between the foot and the hand clutch, you don't know. Because the light switch screws in there, you can't bring this lever up to there. You could bring that lever up to the hilt. Obviously that's going that way, that's going that way. You've got a lot more purchase, but that hits that.
Yeah.
So there isn't a lot more you can do than that at the moment. So basically that's it for your hand clutch adjustment. I don't cut the end of the cable till I'm sure I know it's going to work okay. So that's basically how to fit the hand clutch on them. And they are finicky, fiddly things to set up. And if you're ever doing a clutch, that outer cover there, always make sure your chain's on first, because you'll have a hell of a job trying to get the chain around the sprocket with that outer cover on. Yeah. You can do it, but it is an absolute nightmare. You have to feed bits of string around there and try and pull the chain around as you're doing it.
So it's the newly painted mudguard then?
Yep. Don't want to do anything up tight yet.
Come out really well, I really like that.
Yeah. I've got extra long bolts in there. When it's all together I can chop the excess off with the air saw. Take ages to do up because they're nylocks, you don't let it vibrate loose, you know.
What's nylocks in?
The nut has a piece of nylon inserted in the top, so instead of just being able to spin the nut on, you have to wind the nut through the nylock. They don't come undone. It's like putting a spring washer on it, but a better system, you know. That's got that nipped. This is just temporary because all this has got to be painted. So I'm waiting for the inner battery tray to turn up. I need another hand. So when the transfers come back in for the tanks, I'll get the transfers on, he'll nib and flatten and then lacquer them all up. I'm happy with that. Got a nice line around the tyre. Yeah, if you stopped it there it wouldn't look right.
Yeah.
If you stopped it there it wouldn't look right to me. That's about where I'd want to see it.
No, it looks aesthetically right, doesn't it?
Yeah, if it looks right, generally it's right, you know what I mean. We're running central on the tyre. Yeah, I'm happy with that.